Hey everybody, Danny Maud here, head professional at the Canterbury Golf Club in Kent. This week I wanted to talk about how to stop you slicing a golf ball. If this is a problem, it's a common one. 80 and 90% of the golfers around the world slice a golf ball. So I kept asking myself this question, why is it that when people come for golf lessons, the majority of those people slice a golf ball? Surely there's something in the nature of playing golf that leads to people slicing, and I think I may have found something that will be really beneficial to you, and I wanted to share it with you. So let's get started. One of the problems in golf is we stand from a stationary position and we ask golfers to propel a ball miles. We want them to propel a ball, particularly driver, 200 yards plus from a standing spot, right? Whereas in other sports like tennis and football, or discus or whatever, if we throw a ball, we move. There's a movement in our legs. If we play tennis, what do? We initiate the movement in our legs, leg first, but there's a dynamism to that movement which just doesn't exist so much in golf. So what does that cause? Well, I'm going to show you from both angles. What is a slice? A slice is a swing where when you swing back here, the club moves outside the line and across it and swings across the line, causing with an open blade, causing the ball to spin out to the right hand side. Now, why is that? Well, people, when they get to the top of the backswing, they're not using their legs in any shape or form, and what they're doing is they're hitting very hard from the top. Now, a lot of people know that, but what we want to do is we want to understand that if you want to get rid of your slicing, one of the things we want to try to do is get that transition right. Now, the transition when we're swinging is simply this. When we get to the top of the backswing here, the first thing to move shouldn't be the torso, it actually should be the hips down on the legs here, right? That should be the first thing to move, followed by the torso, number 2, followed by the arms, number 3, followed by the club head, number 4, and then we deliver that into the golf ball. If we can get that right sequence, then we will deliver the club from this position into the back of the golf ball much more consistently. The problem is, what most people do, unfortunately, as we said, they come over the top and there's no action in their legs. Why? As we said, it's the nature of the sport. We stand to a golf ball and we're just fixed. We're fixed to the ground. We even often tell ourselves to keep still, keep our head down. And what this does is often create these legs being very, very static. So we end up looking at impact very flat-footed, very upper body orientated. So the answer, in my view, one of the big answers to getting rid of your slice is start to become much more active in the lower part of your body, all right, so that there is room to swing through. We want to stop this motion. Well, in doing that, we want to create this, all right? So watch this. I want you to simply, I'll give you an exercise here. I want you to grab a golf club, and what I'd like you to do is just place a golf club on the ground. And I want you to practice getting these legs a little bit more active. So there's one thing now understanding this, but there's another thing actually in training the body and learning how to feel it. So what I want you to do is make a swing, and I want you to come back into impact here, and I want you to practice keeping your hips open while your shoulders are reasonably square. And I want you to get that feeling and literally have a shaft in the middle here, and hold that position for a little bit. Feel what that's like. You could even do this from a standing position, just turn there, hold the shoulders back, get the feeling. Then the same thing again, watch this. Wind it back, come into impact, have the hips open, shoulders square, right, or straight. What you do with this now, once you start getting a feel for this, take some time with it, when the feel for it, what you then do is increase the speed of that. So we're going to swing back, we're going to open our hips and keep our shoulders nice and square. Swing back, open our hips, keep the shoulders nice and square. And all we're doing here is trying to train and educate and get some movement in the legs. Now notice, this movement isn't side to side. Side to side won't work with this. This is actually opening the hips and getting some what we call body separation. Body separation is the hips are moving but the body or torso is delaying, right? So what we're doing when we swing back here, again, go back to that sequence, the first move is 1, lower body, 2, torso, 3, arms, 4, club head, delivered in that sequence. So that is one way, a very, very simple way of practicing it. But once you understand the nature of this sport and how it could be actually interfering with your swing, it becomes a lot easier. And I'm having so much success with some of my clients doing this. So let's hit a couple of golf balls and show how this works. So, nice slow motion. We're going to swing back here. And when we're going to come through, we're going to start practicing clearing the left hip, but delaying the upper part of the body. Back, through. Okay, nice and straight. One more time. Swing back here. We're going to practice delaying the torso, starting to clear the hips a little bit, and swing back through. One drill you can do with this, which can really, really help, is when you're setting up here, is just drag your left foot back a fraction, turn your left toe out, but keep your shoulders nice and square. And again, what you're doing here is you're getting the sensation now. It's an easier way of clearing the left side. I think this is, I've used this one for senior golfers. A lot of senior golfers love this because they sometimes don't have the flexibility to turn their hips very well. So if you can clear that left side out of the way, it really makes a difference. And you've got to imagine is this, if there's no room here, your body's going to have to create room somehow. And what tends to happen is people then say, okay, this is blocking the road, I'm going to swing around and over. Whereas if this is out of the way, it makes it so much easier for us to clear through here, and there's less effort, or it's not necessary to swing over the top because you've created space to swing through. So let's just summarize that. The nature of this sport, I believe, is we play from a very static position. The legs are very, very static. We need to help them become much more active. If they do that, we can then start to get on helpers to get the correct transition from the backswing to the downswing, which is, as we said, lower first. Legs, torso, arms, club, in that order. When they're static, the legs don't move, it tends to be very much torso generated. All right, the drill we recommended, 2 drills. Have the club on the ground here, just as your central point, swing back, turn through, stop there, check your position, hips open, shoulders square. Nice simple drill. Another way of helping the legs become a little bit more active, or the hips become a little bit more active through impact, drag that left hip back, but very important, keep your shoulders square and actually hit golf balls. Doing that, helping, it gives you that room. It means that it's not necessary to come over the top because you've got room to come through. Nice and simple one. Do some practice with it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Many clients are having so much success with this, hitting laser straight shots. So if you've got any questions, as normal guys, pop them in the comments box below. I'll do my best to answer them very, very shortly. Until next week, have a great golfing week. Thanks so much for watching, and there's 2 things you can do right now for me. If you're enjoying these videos, you're enjoying the training, subscribe to the channel, really appreciate it. And if you want some tips and tricks that I don't share on this channel, head over to my website right here, and I shall see you on the other side.